Okay, so just real quick, this is what happened when somebody like me doesn't have a lot to do during the day that I would normally be doing because of the stuff going on around my house today and this and that. I'm watching YouTube and seeing things, and some of the things that just touch a nerve, I'm reacting to and responding to. Um, Now, this last one even pissed off the dog. Alright, now when you piss off the dog, you really did some stupid shit. Um, no, what it had to do with was, now I'm not saying this had anything to do with Mr. Yoki Leopard Fitness. I think that's a great channel. I'm not saying he said it. This is just the channel that I saw it on, and he was just repeating something from a forum that he had seen, basically stating, basically Sara, Hemis, formerly Sara Piana, saying that she was in fact still married to Rich when Rich died because Rich filed for the annulment in the wrong state, yada 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 yada. Okay, well, first and foremost, you guys got married at the Olympia, correct? The Olympia is held in Nevada, correct? So you filed for annulment in the state in which you got married, correct? But I'm also, like, I also even looked up, like, it doesn't even really have to be like that. There are terms and conditions of which someone can file for annulment wherever they live, and one of those terms is marriage under false pretense, which is what Rich got the annulment based on the audio tapes of him hearing Sara and her mother discussing she needed to basically mend fences with Rich and da so she could get her green card and this and that, and basically keep collecting money from Rich. He filed for annulment based on marriage under false pretense. He was awarded the annulment. Okay. I can't speak for all of Rich's friends. You guys know that I knew Rich. I happen to have seen the paper. Most of you have seen the paper. Rich posted it when he made the video about getting the annulment. Okay, so here we have another case of I don't know. It's just like Mac Truck said, man. All this motherfucking drama for views. Now, I'm not saying that about Mr. Yoki Lover Fitness. I'm saying that about whoever this person is who claims to be Sara Piana that now calls herself the Ice Queen, not because we all think she's a bitch and a gold digger, which we do, but because she's from Iceland or whatever. So now she's calling herself the Ice Queen, which I think is, if it really is her, and we don't know if it is, but if it really is her, it's a very poor choice of names. Basically saying, I was in fact still married to Rich, basically goes on to, without saying it in so many words, basically says, I'm entitled to, yada yada yada. Okay, now this goes completely against the conspiracy theory video that I saw yesterday, where some jackoff said that my boy Mac Truck and Chanel conspired and killed Rich by putting some type of poison in cocaine that wouldn't kill anybody unless it was somebody who used PEDs and growth hormone and had an enlarged heart. Now, I completely discredited that in a video I made yesterday by saying my boy Mac Truck has no reason to do that. He has nothing to gain. Chanel wasn't married. She has nothing to gain. And Mac Truck is sure as hell not going to leave his family to be with Chanel. Anyway, it was just a stupid ass fucking thing for somebody to put up in order to try to get some views. But he claims that the person that put it up basically is claiming that he knows what he's talking about because he predicted the divorce between Rich and Sara because Sara was a gold digger, and because that happened, he knows that now he's basically thinks that he is a master predictionist or whatever you want to call it, and is able to predict the future, and says, now watch, like in the next 6 months, Mac and Chanel will get together and say they just happen to run into each other at the same gym, and da-da-da-da-da, I guess fucking googly eyes fell in love, yada yada. Okay, well, Mac is my age, okay, we grown men. We don't fall for that bullshit, do we? No. Okay, so, anyway, the point is I don't think Rich, being the business savvy person that he was, I don't know if you guys know this, but Rich owned many properties in Texas. 5% was based out of Florida. He also had revenue coming in from television spots he did. I don't know if everybody knows this, but he was in one of the Planet of the Apes movies, many commercials, and so on and so forth. So Rich basically had a lot of money coming in. This is a businessman, okay? Somebody like that does not make a rookie mistake when it comes to annulling a marriage or getting a divorce or whatever. Like, I can assure you that now, if this Ice Queen person really is Sara, which that's up for debate too, because, you know, we don't know that. It's just someone who's claiming to be Sara and claiming that he filed for the annulment in the wrong state. And I honestly can tell you, I don't know what state he filed it in, but I do know that when I just Googled it just now to see what the grounds were for annulment, the one that Rich filed it under, which is, oh shit, no, I'm losing my fucking basically like marriage under false pretenses. He legally doesn't have to file that in the state that they were married in, although I think he did. All it has to do is be filed and approved and signed, you know, like by a judge or whatever. And the fact of the matter is, the only way anyone could ever argue that is to then hire an attorney, which I don't think Sara could afford, since she's a gold-digging fucking dope fiend, and somehow discredit saying that they were married under false pretense. And I don't really know how she would do that, considering there's many videos and audio tapes of her basically admitting she only married Rich. Those weren't made intentionally by her, but they were heard by Rich, and he recorded it and made videos about it and blah blah blah, saying that she only married Rich to get a green card, and he chose Rich because he was a businessman, had all this money, blah 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 blah, bought her shit, yada. So the only way you're going to fight that is the same way someone would fight a rock-solid prenuptial agreement, right? You get an attorney that's going to cost you probably more money than you would stand to inherit, even though Rich was a millionaire, because there's a lot of other people that I think that most of the public forgets about when it comes to Rich. Like, Rich's mother was still alive. Rich has family out there that's way ahead of Sara in line to inherit Rich's legacy than Sara. Okay, now another thing a lot of people don't understand is Rich was not the sole owner. I don't think, now I could be wrong, but I don't think Rich was the sole owner and proprietor of 5% Nutrition. Now, he's the face of 5% Nutrition, and I believe he may have been probably, when it came to ownership, probably had the majority of shares in the company, but I do not think was the only one. Therefore, Sara cannot, there's no way in hell, no matter what attorney you have, turn around and say that all of a sudden she owns 5% Nutrition, because 5% Nutrition, I promise you, in my opinion, will live on without Rich. Okay, it's sad that it has to live on without Rich, but 5% Nutrition will live on without Rich, and they'll find a way to do it. And it'll probably be based around the legacy of Rich. And they'll choose another 5%er. I've heard rumors of it being Martin Ford, whatever. That is a rumor until it's true, you know. But the fact is that this is just me saying that unless Sara can come up with approximately, 3/4 3/4 up to $1 million for an attorney, she's not going to probably inherit one fucking penny, because the other people in Rich's life, such as his mother and others that cared about him, that have money and will do anything to keep her from getting any money, that can afford an attorney to fight whatever she puts up, she's not going to get shit, okay? Now, Chanel, on the other hand, I know a lot of people think she should get something. Unfortunately, the fact is, unless Rich left a will that said Chanel gets something, Chanel's not going to get anything, because she was just a girlfriend. And none of us have heard anything about Rich's will yet. I know nothing about Rich's will. I don't even know if Rich had a will. But I know that if he did, it will have been made in all the proper legal channels, and it'll be rock solid as well. And I can guarantee you Sarah's name won't be anywhere in it, unless she inherits a fucking big fat pile of fucking dog shit from one of the dogs. Anyway, so like, until we hear about if Rich had a will and who Rich left things to, if it comes down to, who's going to get what, Sarah's probably not going to get anything. She can't afford a lawyer to get anything. She doesn't deserve anything. Chanel was just a girlfriend, unfortunately. So she's probably not going to get anything unless it was willed to her. I'm guessing that Rich's mother will probably inherit the majority of Rich's fortune. And that's my take on that.